My name is Justin Perry, and I am with Dershel Doshi, and we are going to be introducing you to what the newspaper production will look like.
First off, we would like to give you an overview. During this unique year, our subgroup of Student Council was tasked with improving the school. Our way to do this was to implement a school newspaper. The purpose of this newspaper is to write a weekly newspaper, Newswire, primarily for the high school, but will also be available to the community. Led by the student writers, editors, and journalists, the newspaper will highlight the school's success, focus on the individual teacher's hard work and dedicated efforts to education, and give student recognition. It will also deal with the challenges that the high school is facing and the needs that we have. This will allow the public the opportunity to see what is going on within the high school on a weekly or bi-weekly basis. It will allow them the opportunity to see both the successes and obstacles that the high school is facing.
We would like to talk about the overall production. On your screen, you will see a detailed timeline for the upcoming month of February. On the second to last Friday of the previous month, we will send an email with a Google form. The Google form will entail details such as how much time you want to put in this month and what column or columns you want to write, edit, or photograph. We would ask that you complete this form by the following Friday. After the form is complete, we will go through all the data and assign people columns to write, edit, and photograph based on what your answers for the form are. After the columns have been decided, an email will be sent out with the columns on Sunday morning, and we will have a meeting later that Sunday. The meeting time will also be decided by answers to the Google form. At the meeting, we will discuss who does every column, what each column should look like, and any questions/concerns from any writers, editors, or photographers.
We will now talk about the publishing process. The journalist and the photographer will write the draft together and send the draft over to the editor. The draft needs to be sent over for weekly columns by Saturday and monthly columns by the second to last Monday of the month. Daily columns will not be an editing priority but should be turned into the form by 10 p.m. nightly, except on weekends. For weekly columns, after the editor has edited the piece, they will submit it to a form by 10 p.m. on Sunday. For monthly columns, the editor will submit it to the form by 10 p.m. on the last Sunday of the month. This allows us to publish it on the website and publish on the printed copy, which we plan to have available to students at various locations.
We will now go over the current columns we plan on writing. These will be brief overviews to help you get an idea of what each column will consist of. While this is not a set-in-stone list, it will be the final list for the first newspaper. If you have any column ideas that are not listed, please let us know. With that being said, please feel free to skip around this part to only listen to columns that you are interested in.
School announcements. This will be a simple daily section where all daily announcements will be copied and pasted so anyone who missed them can read them.
Events. This will be a weekly section. The journalist will include extracurricular scheduled events, club scheduled events, and any community events.
Student life. This will be a weekly column. The journalist will write articles about the daily happenings around the school, such as sporting events, activities, accomplishments, change in policy, rules, teacher changes, and more. Things to consider writing an article about are our sports teams, rivalries, our clubs, our teachers, our administrators, school changes, the cafeteria food, extracurricular activities, school needs, and information about upcoming events and activities.
Sports. This will be a weekly column which will include recaps of last week's action, upcoming schedules, and any other sports information.
Spotlight Club. This will be a monthly section where the journalist will interview and write about a certain club. This section should include information about the club, what they do, when they meet, and how to join.
Important dates. This will be a weekly section and will have updated information about important dates such as testing. There will be grade-specific information and general high school information.
Student Spotlight. This section will be a monthly section. Journalists will interview a student or more than one, even a particular group. Then they will write an article about that individual or group. The goal is to discover some untypical information from them that would make an intriguing article.
Weather. A simple daily column of what the weather will be for that day.
UAlbany Community News. This will be a weekly column. The journalists will write articles about the biggest local news. We might even be able to interview the mayor, city council, and other city or county officials. In writing about local news, make sure it relates to the students in our school in some way.
Cover story. This section will be monthly and will have a big story which will be whatever the journalist wishes to write about.
Motivational section. This will be a weekly section with one quote each week to motivate the student body.
Photos of the month. This will be a monthly section where we will take the best photographs of the month and display them in this section with a short caption under each photo.
Some last details. All promotion of the newspaper will be handled by student council. We also want to make clear that this is not a burden on you, so we will be flexible with deadlines and meeting attendance.
Thank you guys for listening to this presentation, and please let any of us know if you have any questions. Our emails are below. Thank you.